Welcome back. Tomorrow, we as a nation will once again celebrate our independence. July 4th is a day to gather with friends and families for barbecues and fireworks. It's also a day of colors, red, white, and blue to be exact, our national flag. You'll see a lot of Old Glory tomorrow, hanging from porches on quiet residential streets, or waving in the hands of children at lively parades. Our flag is also a powerful symbol of freedom and the sacrifices American men and women have made protecting the founding ideals of our great country. About a year ago, around the 10th anniversary of 9/11, we introduced you to a very special flag. A massive stars and stripes that was on a building facing the Twin Towers when the terrorists attacked. That flag, shredded and coated with dust and debris, was eventually rescued from Ground Zero, thus beginning a remarkable cross-country journey of hope and healing.
It's the largest American flag flying over the city that day. It was destroyed when the South Tower came down, and we're on a 50-state mission to have it restored back to its original format.
Like you said, I have goosebumps
Oh,
now.
yeah, it's a really good piece.
Jack Wallace and Kevin Atkinson have just arrived at the airport in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Well, we escort the flag. We're part of the escort group.
They are two of about a dozen New York City firefighters who volunteer their time escorting the flag across the country.
Oh, that's great.
Jack and Kevin are here in South Dakota to display the flag at Mount Rushmore. But this night, there would be an impromptu stop along the way.
American flag is going to be brought in here. This is amazing. I just got goosebumps.
The women they met at the airport invited them to the Coyote Ugly Saloon,
This is unbelievable, dude.
where they couldn't resist bringing out the flag and telling a few more people about its history.
It's missing some pieces. It was destroyed on 9/11. Yeah, it's quite a sight. It really is. When it's opened up, it's beautiful.
Also at the bar that night were bikers from across the country. They were in town to attend the annual Sturgis Rally near Mount Rushmore. But tonight, patriotism trumped partying.
Great. And now the people here, just hold on to the grommet part, cradle the other part, and then guys slowly walk backwards.
It'll open itself out, but it's 20 feet, so.
Okay, we got it, we got it. So let me tell you guys what you're holding. You're holding the National 9/11 flag.
Yeah!
When the original flag was removed from the site in October 2001, it sat in a storage shed for 7 years.
Lift it up in the middle. If you can hand your end.
In 2008, it was brought to Greensburg, Kansas, a town that had been all but destroyed by a fierce tornado a year earlier.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Members of the stricken community began stitching the 9/11 flag back together, using flags salvaged from the tornado.
Do we have any veterans here? Any military personnel? Come on down, brother.
What began as a quilting project has become a nationwide tour. The idea
Yep, got it. Thank you, guys.
is to stitch in pieces of American flags from all 50 states.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's awesome.
So see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, all right, yep.
Okay, bye.
Look for me. I'll be wearing that blue suit with my funny hat.
Okay, I will. Okay, bye.
Sexy.
Yeah, you can dress them up, but you can't take them out.
This morning, Jack and Kevin are off to Mount Rushmore. There, the 9/11 flag will receive its South Dakota patch. This will be the 45th state of the 50-state tour.
Just thinking about how lucky we are to be able to do this. And the people we meet are so gracious, and they're thanking us, and it's nothing to thank us about. We're thanking them for coming out and stitching the flag and being a part of history.
It's a very fulfilling feeling. Just, when you go outside of New York and seeing how the people still remember, they still care. it's a heartwarming thing. It really is. You gotta give me a second.
Sure.
Holy moly, there it is, kid. Wow. Just incredible. Just incredible.
Bringing one piece of history to another.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That is just awesome.
How you doing, Kevin?
How you doing, Jack Wallace? Nice
Jack,
to meet you, Blaine.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
Thanks for having us today.
Yeah, we're just gonna need probably a bunch of people just to help open it up, I guess.
Does everybody have the
Does
bottom
everybody have
edge?
the bottom on that side?
Yes, I think they're getting it.
A group of tourists unfold the flag under the watchful gaze of the 4 presidents immortalized here, before it's taken inside for the actual stitching ceremony. The intimate pageantry that takes place here brings together veterans, first responders, VIPs, and survivors of tragedies to place a stitch in the 9/11 flag. Often the patch sewn into the flag holds historical or emotional significance. The material for South Dakota's patch comes from the flag that flew over Mount Rushmore on 9/11.
There's tags that show where each patch is from. Yeah. This was from the flag that draped Lincoln's body after he was shot at Ford's Theater. This is the original. This is part of the original.
So it's like the dirt and the dust from everything, so it just like really got ingrained.
Yeah, that's why it's gray like this. Then they came up with the idea to restore it to its original 13 stripes, blue field of stars, and take it to all 50 states to have people like yourself, military personnel, first responders, all the way, school children, everybody to have a chance to put a stitch in and be part of the fabric of the flag. I would never get a chance to meet you guys if it wasn't for the flag, so it's an honor, gentlemen, it really is. It really is. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I cry right along with everybody else.
Veronica Christensen has helped quilt the flag in nearly a dozen states.
I think I understand the flag itself. Its fibers contain the souls of all those 3,000 people that were killed that day in the dust and ash that settled in the threads. And it's more than just a flag to me. It's a living memorial to them and their souls. And every stitch I make is a prayer in their memory.
And it's personal, too. Her brother was the worker who rescued the battered flag as it flew over Ground Zero. He saved it. Now she's helped to restore it.
I hope I've given more to it as far as helping it get back to what it needs to be, a complete representation of what our nation is. And that's its complete healing with its 13 stripes and 50 stars.
Well, welcome to Baltimore for Star Spangled Celebration, the national kickoff of the bicentennial of the War of 1812 and the writing of the Star Spangled Banner. Thank you all for being here on this glorious day.
About a month ago, on a sunny Thursday in Baltimore's Inner Harbor, there was a festive atmosphere as tourists gathered to kick off a week-long celebration in honor of the 200th anniversary of the War of 1812. There were American servicemen and women, as well as military from other countries accompanying old wooden naval ships. Flags were everywhere, especially American flags. Many had 15 stars, the number of states in the Union at the time of the War of 1812. That distant war is one of America's most forgotten, but it did produce a lasting legacy, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see
by the dawn's early light.
Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner in 1814 while imprisoned on a British warship in Baltimore Harbor. He was inspired by the sight of an American flag still flying over Fort McHenry after a night of heavy bombardment from British troops. "Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave," he wrote, a poetic tribute to American perseverance. That flag, the original Star-Spangled Banner, is now an American treasure. So it was fitting that the final stop on the 50-state tour to restore the Ground Zero flag came here.
You know, at the end of the day, it's fabric. It's thread. But the real thing is the people.
Jeff Parness is the founder of the New York Says Thank You Foundation, which has overseen the flag's 50-state tour.
In just a few minutes, we're about to stitch threads from the Star-Spangled Banner into the National 9/11 flag. I want to say that one more time. We're about to stitch threads from the Star-Spangled Banner flag into the National 9/11 flag.
But before this richly symbolic act, Parness gave the audience a sense of a journey, roughly 4 years and 85,000 miles in the making. The emotional impact of this flag, of course, is impossible to measure.
At our first official stitching ceremony in Arkansas, Carlos Miranda, a Vietnam vet who lost his son in Iraq, brought his son's medals and says, "Is it okay if I put my son's medals on the flag so he could stitch with me?" In New Jersey on September 14th at Montclair University, a 10-year-old girl who has no memory of what her dad looked like put her stitch in the New Jersey patch, and she looks at me and says, "The stitch that I put in, is it permanent or are you going to take it out?" So it's going to be there forever. At a veterans group in Branson, Missouri, a woman broke down in tears standing in front of the Missouri patch, and she said, "When you see all these stitches, you see nothing but pure love." The Texas patch was sewed by school kids and soldiers who survived the shooting at Fort Hood. The Hawaii patch was sewn on the deck of the USS Missouri in Pearl Harbor on Pearl Harbor Day by survivors of Pearl Harbor. This flag has been sewn by survivors at Columbine High School, by survivors at the Oklahoma City National Memorial, by firefighters who braved their lives in Slidell, Louisiana following Katrina. In July last year, we stitched this flag on Capitol Hill with 20 members of the House and Senate, and we brought it to the steps of the Capitol at sunset, opened it up, and sang "God Bless America," just like they did the night of 9/11.